Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
Hey, Anthony, on my tag partner.
Back row. Moody off the top row. Re-up podcast.
A weekly roll through the avenue of wrestling.
Do all the social engagement thing. All the way through with channel. Thanks for the time. Share with a friend. Happen when I'm here.
Episode 90 of the Wrestling Re-Up podcast. We are only got 9 more numbers left
Yeah, let me go ahead and look this up real quick.
before we gotta figure out how we're gonna give our fun facts for the episode numbers.
Julius Peppers, Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Okay.
TJ Watt, currently.
Yeah.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Okay.
One hand Jason.
Yeah. 2-time Super Bowl champ.
Yep. You're gonna say fuck him. Jordan Davis right now. You know, one of the young bright highlights on the Eagles.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean division. That's why I said that. But yeah, that's what we got. That's immediate.
Talented players are talented players. I can't help where they get drafted or get paid money to go play.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out episode 90 of the Wrestling Rhea podcast.
Very midweek of wrestling.
Yeah, I would say that as well. I feel like this build to WrestleMania and even like Stand and Deliver has been pretty lukewarm. There's only a few things that I like.
I would say Brock and Oba.
Brock and Oba is cool, but it's also it's like let's just get to the match.
Yeah,
I think the best thing, and it's showing its worth, is let's just walk right into the the flagship Monday Night Raw. This was my primo. I don't know where you have it.
Mid.
CM Punk. Is he building up the bloodline?
You're saying what I said last week, which is
I feel like I was saying I brought it up too because I'm like, it seems like they're continuing that bit that like the bloodline is eventually gonna come back, probably reunite at WrestleMania, and
yeah, because I said it was primo touching top shelf, but I wouldn't have it there unless it does come back at WrestleMania. That I wouldn't put it there because I would rather have the moment. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That would actually be top shelf versus anticipating you know what I mean. So but yeah, that was just mid because it's still just loose. It's following in our booking footsteps right now, but hey, you got to bring us there. That's all.
Again, but I think the way the storyline is being portrayed gives it more again, they don't really need to get as physical, the physicalness that they've shown so far. I'm also thinking about the WrestleMania 17 promo video of how they can kind of the highlight package video.
Yeah, before, what it looks like
before the match actually begins, when we've kind of gone through the culmination of things. I think it's going to be playing off really well. I think the storyline has been going down really well, and it's funny. I think especially with this, how Jey Uso was the one egging Roman to be like, "Yo, do what you do, go spear his ass," and this, that, and the third, and that's when Roman really let loose and speared and not KO punch, but Superman punch.
Yeah,
CM Punk and whatnot.
And powerbomb him through the table.
Right. So is there a way that maybe Jey Uso is, because it felt very Paul Heyman-ish, where it's he was the right hand man, but in this incarnation, maybe Jey is going to Roman just kind of again doesn't say anything. He just lets Jey do all the talking, and basically is yeah, that's my tribal chief, but best be known, I'm the one kind of running it on a day-by-day basis.
Interesting. I'm just wondering, how does that... I can see him with a mic, doing this, and Roman standing behind him, Roman and Jimmy. I don't have a problem with this. I'm just wondering, what is that position if Roman is still the tribal chief, right? Because he's going to be the one wearing the World Heavyweight title. I think if that's the case, maybe this is a bloodline story. Maybe we're getting back to Jey versus Roman for the title eventually or something at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I know people would be annoyed by that, but sure.
Sure, yeah. But that's an easy answer where I'm thinking Jey coming into his own again and proving it to his cousin in a more legit way, I guess, beating him for the title. But no, that's an interesting thought. Maybe, if anything, on this iteration, I would like to see if it's a reformed bloodline where it's instead of Roman calling the shots, it's they're just equals, And I think that's an easier way for me to digest that, where I can just see, Jay just talking his shit and Roman don't got to do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're all in lockstep with each other. And it's not like he's not beaten into submission this time like he was before. So, but yeah, that'd be cool though. Roman's winning the title. So
I think so too.
Yeah.
Roman,
he lost his last
we're
Mania.
having 2 main heel champions with, I guess, Roman and what we're also predicting Randy beating Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Be better, especially during your summer times, to have a heel as a champion.
Yeah, I don't think I can never predict Cody. I mean, we're waiting for him to still drop the hard R, but but Cody's
since
never
episode 1.
Yeah, we brought it up before that.
Yeah,
but just the thought of like Cody turning, you're just gonna have to show me. Like you said, he's seen it, so he ain't never gonna turn. But I can definitely see a Randy Orton punt. You know what I'm saying? And we I mean, not to jump ahead, but we got to see the punt.
Yeah,
he is that dangerous again.
Right now, I don't know. Punk doesn't really have anybody willing to help. Maybe LA Knight.
Yeah, he don't fuck with.
Because
especially if it looks like the Bloodline.
And he said that. So it's like maybe LA Knight's in Punk's corner. I don't know who else. Would interfere.
I mean, Heyman's got a lot. I mean, yeah.
No.
I mean,
Heyman would be on Roman's side.
Would he? I mean, he betrayed both of them, so it's interesting.
Yeah, but Heyman would be he would return to him because he probably has like no other choice.
Who got pinned at Mania?
Roman.
Roman was pinned.
Yeah,
so he lost. So I was like, Roman's not losing twice in a row. He lost that.
I'd say Roman, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Punk.
Yeah, I mean, well, sure. I mean, it's a main event. Yeah, but either way.
Best thing again. I think this feels like night 2 WrestleMania main event.
Okay.
This is the best build that they've done out of everything. But like, I would put this, then probably Brock and Oba. But again, Brock and Oba, I'm already ready for the match. I really don't need anything else. Like they had their kerfuffle this week, but I don't even have this on my card because I'm like the what you call it, the power bomb that he did to him like last week.
Yeah, the fall from grace.
The fall from grace. So I'm like, the way that looked, it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
My only hope is that like the way that Brock is getting like putting over Oba right now and like letting him kind of get over, like he got out of the F5 and he eventually just knocked him over the ropes.
Like one shot.
Maybe this might get you to be like, okay, Brock is gonna have his moment. He might go over at WrestleMania. But what if it just continues through WrestleMania?
Yeah.
That he just destroys Brock.
Yeah.
Like
that's what we want to happen. Like,
there's no offense from Brock. And like what you saw from the first time he gave him a fall from grace, in these 5 weeks later, this dude is just like Brock, you cannot be on my fucking level.
Like I said, if it's his last Mania and he's actually retiring this year, you gotta pass it. Like, I would hope so. But yeah, that was good because you ain't seen nobody knock Brock out the ring like that ever. Maybe Cena.
Cena or
maybe Cena,
Roman or whoever, but
nah, he flew across that top rope like he was a cruiserweight.
Yeah,
like, that was a 10 out of 10.
Brock's a seller.
Well, like you said, when he's motivated, like Okada. When Okada's motivated, you like, oh shit, this dude. Oh, I get the hype. Next, I mean, I agreed on everything. I just had, I guess I had it loosely as like manifest booking, which is why I brought it down to a mid. But we agreed on everything else. That's Seth attacking Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman coming out and goading Seth. Like, I know you're here.
Prediction, future spoiler. Also part of my champion of the week. But Paul Heyman.
I'm glad you took over on the champions of the week. I ain't having that.
I went hard this week. Paul Heyman just antagonizing Seth as he was being escorted out. It's just like, bro, spoiler, like Paul Heyman was, it's funny. He said, I come from a line of family of snitches. And I'm like, that's something like you should be proud of? Like, hey. I guess, like.
He owns it, if anything.
Yeah, but like, everything he was saying to him, like, rightly deserved to get his ass whipped.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also like this is why Paul Heyman is such a great character. And I think Paul Heyman is he's a one of one. Mm-hmm. So I want to say, there should be more like him, but you can't just have a Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that I said before, it's a non-combatant. He's a non-combatant completely. So whenever you put your hands on him, it's always a big deal. Like he has that gravitas, and for him to turn it on Seth, and like I feel like he won the segment. Even though he's not a wrestler, he didn't beat him up. Like in his way, he won. Where it's like, I let you know, he's like, you are going to jail, sir. Tonight, you are going to be in a jail cell. You have violated a restraining order. We sue people in my family. Like, I'm like, that's great work.
I come from a line of family.
Like, very litigious gentleman. Like, oh yeah. And then you got Seth like getting hauled out in fucking handcuffs. So it's like, hey, you got to be smarter than that, Seth. Like, come on now. But yeah, I like that segment from him. I
don't know where it's leading to. It was like it was rumored Braun Breaker might be able to be cleared by WrestleMania, but I'm like,
yeah, we gotta hope he's a young
freak of nature. Announce that like a week or two, hopefully, before WrestleMania.
Not even. Just have him show up at Mania. Like it's gonna hit. That return pop is gonna hit hard.
I guess, yeah. I mean, he was already over, and so for him to come back would be pretty dope, like in that kind of fashion.
And have Seth is probably gonna call out Paul in the ring and be like, I'm not, or Mania isn't starting. There you go. Mania is not starting until I get my hands on Paul Heyman, and then you hear Braun Breaker's music.
I would say it'd be dope if it was like a Vision Gauntlet match.
There you go.
And
then, that's nice. Yeah, that's
you gotta go through, and then he was like, "Okay, it's only these two fucking
dumbasses." Like, yeah, exactly.
And then eventually you get like Braun Breaker to come through.
That's even better.
Like a new recruit that you didn't even also know that they're trying to like add to the spot. Liv and Steph's Brawl and Gorilla, very entertaining. The bump that Liv took in Gorilla when she looked like she kind of got like.
This was right after the Penta match, right, or right before?
This was right before.
Right before
like, they were coming out, and then Steph came out from the back, attacked Liv, and then threw her into the screen, and they started fighting back in Gorilla.
Yeah.
Liv throws Steph on like around some like chairs, and like when Steph gets up, she kind of like. Spine buster. Yeah, on her onto the floor.
And I said, "Fuck!" I think we all
even the crowd said something. It was like, "Oh damn, that was heavy."
There ain't no padding back there. That's why I was like, "Oh," but good. She definitely tucked her head. She didn't hit her head at all. But that was just a flat back bump that she took on. I guess whatever.
Very very entertaining brawl.
If I had to nitpick the brawl,
this is a mid for us, so why do we have it as a mid? Yeah.
The only nitpick I have was because I know how the spot is supposed to look when Liv throws her into the chairs. Like she's supposed to like go crashing into it, and some chairs like fall over, and she more so just like rolled on all the seats.
I was like, that was actually good like maneuvering as far as
you didn't take any damage in that. Like that was supposed to be the equivalent of throwing you into the barricade, but I was like, you took no damage, so it could have been especially for as quick. It was a 3-minute fight.
I think we forget some of the tension between them because I think they did a good job a few weeks ago when they were having those conversations and Dominic was translating for Liv.
That was the best one. Yeah. That got really
I think like we've kind of like especially with the Judgment Days like internal drama being the focus the last couple of weeks with them and Finn Balor. I think we got it taken away from some of the tension between Steph and Liv that this kind of reminded you that like, hey, like you got to get hyped for this match as well. Like this is going to be as JR would say, a barn burner.
Yeah.
Would you say this might be a surprise?
This one is the one that I told you. This is the only 50-50 one where I thought you meant his prediction wise.
Well, do you think a surprise show stealer at WrestleMania?
I mean, definitely has the possibility to for sure. I think this has been built pretty well. It didn't help that, like, obviously when Stephanie won the title, like she kind of like fell into the background somewhat. But like obviously it's Mania, and this is like the biggest match she's had at this point. So right now I would have Stephanie. But obviously shenanigans, Judgment Day, whatever, that could always happen. But I still got
Raquel could possibly still turn it on.
You've been saying that. I mean, that's and like you said, just Judgment Day drama is always there at this point. So yeah, sure. Maybe she aligns with her Latina sister. And
not even. I think she just feels
I just mean in the moment, she loses her I mean, regardless, if she gives
Liv at the Hana bomb, she attacks Liv. does a Tayana bomb to her, does a Tayana bomb to fucking Steph, but then just puts Steph on top of Liv.
Yeah. I mean, either way, you still helping. You still help Stephanie because you gave her the
Well,
pin.
it's the fact that like I beat both y'all asses. Like I am better than both y'all, and I deserve this title.
Yeah, I would think that same message gets over.
And the fact that Liv threw Steph Raquel out at Rumble.
Yeah, she could definitely be harboring that. I would think that's more. Yeah, it's more.
You don't deserve to be here. I deserve to be here. You took my moment away from me. See, bro, we good. Yeah. We good. Come on now.
Yeah.
Let that happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah, this is the one I'm.
Now we'll get top shelf. That turn would be spectacular.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she's a face. I guess or
at least a tweener in that sense. She's at least a tweener
because she's still gonna be. She still wants to come after Stephanie and take that belt.
Yeah. So a tweener she goes from heel to tweener.
Yeah. My last mid was Bayley and Lyra getting the win over the Kabuki Warriors. Mostly I think this was a genuine 50-50 toss-up, but I do think if you think about it further with the storyline, and just how things have been playing out, sure, Bayley and Lyra are probably more of the favorites to win this match. But I do think the storyline implications on both sides is interesting. And I think so with this match for itself, obviously 4 talented women in this match, they're going to do well, even if it's not their typical, which you would imagine pop-up show level. But the storyline implications for both sides, and especially that Bayley didn't get the win. She was trying to put away Asuka, but just couldn't do it. And Lyra ended up getting the pin. And so I think she's still happy, but she's just damn, I want to be the one to be able to get over and get the win. On top of that, again, I think her storyline again is not, I don't think, but I'm sure I know her storyline is she wants to be at WrestleMania. She's not trying to not be on WrestleMania like last year. As we'll see what happened with Sami Zayn when we get to him on SmackDown and others. It's all right, if I want to be on WrestleMania, I got to win a title. She struggled to win the Intercontinental title, being carried by Lyra in a tag team title. What happens? They beating the Kabuki Warriors. They have the tag team title match next week in MSG. Do they beat Lash and Nia?
I'm gonna say no right now, but I mean, the tag team titles are still gonna be on the line. So, like you said, I mean, we loosely predicting, maybe Fatal 4-Way.
I hope it's a Fatal 4-Way TLC. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah. So if you're doing a Fatal 4-Way, there's room for all of them in there. But I mean, that's why I would have them the Irresistible Forces retaining, other than just because it's kind of early. But then again, I mean, they already do feel legit. Where how long have they had them? 3 weeks?
Yeah, about a month or so.
A month, yeah. So that's an interesting thought, because sometimes it can feel like, oh, it's too early or whatever. I would say right now, not even necessarily. I would say it would be late for Mania, more so than it's too early to take it off of them, because even though that's only been a month and 3 weeks that they've actually had a legit name, they still feel like a legit tag team to me. They don't feel, even though they are
no, they work. They're
no longer a Franken team.
Yeah, they work well together.
Yeah,
they work well together, and they have their character dynamics with each other. Kind of, it seamlessly kind of worked with their personalities, as far as how Nia comes off, and then the persona that is Lash Legend. Yeah, and so hopefully Bayley makes her way on to WrestleMania, but I just don't know. And then I think Asuka, we're gonna see her at WrestleMania between Io, and I think that's where you get. Yes, I think that's where you get Kyrie to finally stand up for
herself. Yeah, that's been a great gimmick just for Asuka the whole year.
Will
be 0-7. She'll be 0-7 at Mania.
Yeah,
that's insane. That is when we look just knowing that right now, currently, and knowing wrestling history, that has got to be a fucking top 5.
Yeah.
What the fuck? In my mind. Just over a career arc.
What about
what I'm saying?
Kyrie
when you think about the greatest football players, basketball players to never win a title. I mean, she's obviously won the world championship, but we know a coronation at Mania is different. You know what I'm saying? This is you are the big shit versus just putting people over because we know that you're amazing.
Better version though, because that'd be the typical. Kyrie is in the middle between Asuka and Io at WrestleMania in their match. Ref's knocked out, and she has a decision to make, and she's torn about it. What do I do? And she looks like she's about to go. She turns and she has like the championship belt or whatever. She has something. And she turns and she looks like she's about to hit Asuka. And then she turns around, wallops goddamn Io Sky and just like basically like whips her ass basically while Asuka is just there, just like, yes, that's my protege. Let's go. Like finally. And yeah, Kyrie just basically goes like full on heel.
Yeah.
And then Asuka gets the win, but then after that, basically Asuka turns into like the like manager of Kyrie.
Yeah.
Of just being like, yeah, this is
the new deadly Kyrie. Yeah.
The next Io Sky. Like how we were like, oh, Io Sky is like Kyrie is gonna take that like title.
Okay.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. Last things I have on here, Shakes. I kind of wanted to put this as a mid, but I was like so much of a squash. But Javon Evans over Grayson Waller. Javon Evans mostly would have got this to a mid just for the fact of his athletic ability. It's just crazy amazing.
And ring work.
Nearly broke his neck jumping out the ring.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was when you jump through the middle of the rope.
Suicide dive.
Yeah. He kind of overshot it. Yeah. And Grayson like didn't have enough time to like.
Oh no, I did see that. Yeah, because he did it towards the ramp. Yeah, Jason was on the ramp side. Yeah, I saw that in the moment because it looked like he caught his like knees.
Yeah,
because I think he was going way too fast.
Yeah,
where it's like
he doesn't know, he hasn't calibrated his limits yet.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because it's like, bro, you're already like 6'3", something like that. Like nigga soaring through the air. But yeah, OG cutter for the win, as typical.
And then finally, Penta getting the win over Dom. This was for the IC title. Predictable.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure the match was fun and it's good, but like they're both very talented, obviously. But knowing that, I was like, Finn Balor is going to be coming through here and causing this match to end in the fashion that it did. I do have a Reggie though, and this was pointed out to me on the Reddit. Raw, and I came in near the end of Raw, not the end, but I came in right before the Penta and Dom match. It was like the second to last. It was I want to say it was the last match. No, because I saw the Bell Twins fought. No, I forget, but definitely saw Penta and Dom, which was like around like 9:30ish. So I watched the last hour of Raw. I was like, this feels abnormally has a lot of commercials, a lot. And then come to find out, there was only 33 minutes of actual wrestling in 2.5 hours of Raw.
Terrible.
No match was longer than 9 minutes.
That's painful.
We had several brawls and stuff like that. Like I was like, bro, like that when I saw that on posted, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, no.
2.5 hours. And even when I was watching it from just the Dom point to the end of the show, which was like the last 45 minutes to an hour of the show, I was like, bro, that Dom match, and because they also had the Liv brawl and stuff, Liv and Steph brawl. I felt like we went to commercials so many times, and we had like 7 commercials.
Yeah, all in a row, like we was watching Tubi.
In a break. Yeah, like watching Tubi, and I paid for free, no ads on Netflix. Like,
insane.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, when you pointed that out, I can't help but agree with that because, like you said, watching that thing all the way through. I don't watch it all the way through, but I was like, oh yeah, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. So Reggie for the week for me for the flagship. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it.
Bodega, NXT.
Yeah, you had more to cover on this, but on this episode we had the women carrying again. Best thing on the show for sure. Ren QCC.
Yeah.
Getting the W over Fatal Influence.
Yeah.
They continue to gain momentum.
Ren is really not Ren. Oh, Ren is really good, but again, obviously Kendall is the future star in training. Yeah, like her ability to counter, almost like, again, this is Like it was like when we talk about like NFL draft, like we talk about like who's their comp. I'm like, it's almost like Osprey-esque. I'm like, how do you get out of some of this shit?
Oh yeah, Kendall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It just shows her like athletic ability to just, be able to just counter any move and be prepared to like, and her trying to force that armbar. Yeah, but them getting the win over Fatal Influence, and then now we got announced also after the match that Lola Vice and Kendall Gray are going to be fighting each other to determine who faces JC Jane at Stand and Deliver for the women's
NXT
title.
Yeah. Is JC Jane going to the main roster?
And Lola now has a gold belt, but it's a AAA belt.
Oh yeah. Well, what belt is that?
I forget, but she had it on her when she came out.
Yeah. All right. She was mixed tag team champion with
Mr.
Iguana.
They've been dropped that, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be wrong, but got to check it. She was out there with a belt on.
Yeah.
Who wins? Did they give Kendall Gray the belt? That's 2 predictions, but yeah, like who win? That assumes that she beats Lola. Though again, Lola deserves to be.
Yeah. I mean, I for the bet sake of it, I would still pick Lola right now.
But we've seen people even didn't Bailey never won the NXT
title?
title?
Yeah. There's certain that have never won for sure.
Because
Becky never won until she came back and did that whole storyline with Tiffany.
So it right now I would say I put my money on Kendall, but either way, just entertaining match. Probably the most entertaining match I had on here. The next was the Sol Ruca Zarya promo. Yeah. Sol Ruca does really well at crying.
Yeah. Giving you the voice tremble and stuff.
Yeah, she's done it a few times. And I was I couldn't tell if that was real or if that was acting, but I was she does a good job at that. I think it was interesting the fact that the fans were more aligned with Zarya.
I thought it was great because I thought Zarya in that moment was also doing great soap opera acting, daytime television. The same thing you said about Sol, I thought about Zarya in that moment. Was she was just as good as Sol. Saying, I forget what some of the quotes were, but her saying you weren't. Because Sol Ruca was
my mistake or something like that.
Because she was how am I the villain in your story? All I did was give you opportunities and cutting deep, saying how I gave you the opportunity to defend my North American title and you lost it, and that's why I didn't want to do that with the Speed title. How am I the villain in your story? And she's you're not the villain, you're my mistake. And I'm dang. But I mean, I think it's also just a matter of the NXT crowd being season ticket holders. They know what the story is.
Yeah.
And they know
that's where
that Zarya's going
That's
over.
why it's a little bit skewed because it is the NXT studio.
I think that's a point for them because yes, they're annoying. They are annoying.
No, I'm not even saying. I say just for as how to interpret the story. Because I'm what is that? That's a consistent crowd. They're not traveling every week like the main shows.
Exactly.
And so there's the same people that go there every week and they're invested. But how does the general NXT audience care about it? Example, obviously not to the same degree, but when Austin beat Rock at WrestleMania 17, the Houston crowd was cheering for Austin even though he had aligned with Vince McMahon and basically turned heel, but they didn't give a fuck because they were yo, the Texas guy won. And so that's where it's kind of okay, you guys understand the story, you guys been watching. The general NXT audience, would they be cheering or because I think Zarya's supposed to be the heel, but I think if you watch it, you Zarya has a point.
No, exactly.
And that's not she's not even on a point where it's I guess she hasn't done anything egregious to Sol other than just cost her a championship.
She did beat her ass that one time, and F5 around the announce table.
That was the same thing. That was the same time.
And then Sol got her back, so they're even.
Yeah.
To answer your question, to keep it short, yes, I do believe that the larger NXT crowd, other than just the local NXT crowd, could see it that way.
Okay.
Because once again, if you've been paying attention, you know the story, and like you said, she got a point.
Yeah.
So it's
but we also say that's what makes the good. Makes the best part of a heel, where it's
they're justified.
You understand their justification, whether it be in wrestling or in movies. like Killmonger people say.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, the reason Killmonger works as a villain in the movie, quote unquote, is his understandable justification of why he went this path.
Mm-hmm.
So just calling that out, but it would be interesting if this was used to, I guess, push Zarya as a heel and move Soul into a face. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but surprise me.
I think Zarya will just be like, assuming Soul is going to the main roster, like, because obviously Soul is way too much of a face. She can't be a heel in this feud specifically. Like, we understand the dynamic of them is that she's wrong. She's not a heel, but she's wrong, which is why Zarya's going to this level effectively. And Zarya on the other side of that can be a tweener or a heel if she wants to. But either way, she's right.
Everything else I had on this show was Shake. Did you have anything? Yeah, Reggie. But
I didn't. That coalesces with one of your other shakes. Basically, the main event of the show, which was the North American Championship #1 contendership.
No, actually, the main event was Tony D'Angelo and Ricky Saints. But
yeah, it was whatever. Both of us didn't put that on here, so but we ended up having Gargano win. This match, which I thought was amazing because we're still continuing with this depression storyline. Or he can't find his spark.
It's related to like Tommaso
Ciampa leaving,
right?
Okay. Exactly.
They just haven't set his name up for obvious reasons. But
yeah,
I could talk about it. You have it as a Reggie. I have it as Shake, and I can understand him saying it as Reggie because like I'm a little annoyed that like Charlotte Hill basically dominated this match. Which
the match I actually agree is Shake. Specifically, the fact that Johnny Gargano made his first appearance back in NXT in 2.5 years,
and then you just
did nothing,
pushed over by his wife for the pin.
Exactly, and also you didn't even give us Rebel Heart, which is an all-timer. Like NXT banger.
Give that as Stand and Deliver.
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he gets his spark. I don't think he's gonna win.
It's gonna be awesome at Stand and Deliver when he wins the North American title just by being depressed. Like, I don't know who's Miles Bourne beefing with? Probably Ethan Page will come out there and beat his ass.
Maybe, but Ethan Page is in a 4-way.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
he ain't got time for that.
Yeah, he ain't doing that. Somebody else that wants the North American title can do that.
What's his face? His former QCC.
Oh, Keanu Carver. They want to put him over.
I mean, he beefing with Jasper Troy.
Oh yeah, shit. Damn.
That's what I'm saying. It's the dude from the Quarter Crash crew.
Yeah. Charlie Dempsey.
No.
Oh wait.
The black dude.
Tavion Heights. We can't remember his name. We can't remember his name a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it's you. I can understand why you have asked Shake as Reggie. For me, I'm just like, okay, like I get it with the storyline aspect of it, but I'm a little disappointed that like again, I'm going to assume that he gets his spark halfway through that Stand and Deliver match.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Wrestling comes back and turns on, and I guess he wins.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. Probably not.
That's an interesting dynamic, though, because this is like basically what I was kind of saying about before El Grande Americano existed, that Chad Gable should, be NXT champion, like go down there and whip those guys into shape, or North American, because I was like, he could just fucking go down there and whoop ass. Or like, similar like when Becky, held the title, had the feud. I was like, yeah, Johnny could, go back there. Or I'm not upset at him being back in NXT. But he could, they're gonna give him the love every single time, he comes out there. So NXT legend.
Also other NXT legends, but under mask.
Especially if he's not gonna win the US title. Because now it's Sami. So that US title picture is probably
win it over Sami. If he comes back at Johnny Wrestling.
Well, sure. I'm just saying, assuming that he stays in NXT, I was like, that makes sense. Because like that US title picture could be pretty clogged up.
I don't even know if Sami has the guts to even put it on the line in an open challenge.
Sami said he's a fighting champion. He's the reason that he started.
I think
he brought
that was the first time. This time where he was like,
character change Sami.
And I think the open challenge is done right now. I don't think Sami wants to lose his spot at WrestleMania and whatnot.
Oh yeah, just for the next few weeks. Yeah,
no, I think just period. And then he just
that's what I thought immediately. And then you said up until WrestleMania, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like,
yeah, but I don't think even after WrestleMania he's gonna open it.
Yeah,
I think it's just like I'm gonna shut this shit down now.
Yeah, earn your shot. I've had to earn so many shots.
Yeah,
and I'm not giving my spot away. Yeah, I like that. Also up here. Oh yeah, speaking of Los Americanos.
Los Americanos. Return of Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne to NXT as well, but under mask.
Bravo and Ryo.
Yeah, good match. It's good to see them back. NXT, the real people, and obviously they gotta wrestle a little differently, but I think you got to see a little bit more since they weren't just being like, tackle dummies.
Yeah.
On the main roster.
Putties.
Putties on the main roster. But yeah, they advanced in the tag team tournament finals versus the Birthright next week to determine the number one contender for the NXT Tag Team Championships. I would assume they lose next week.
Either way, I think actually it would be fine for them to win because I don't have the Vanity Project losing right now. So giving them some great vets to work with and just have a great match. That ain't nothing.
That'd be good too. Yeah. And they're gonna give you the fucking match of your life, both Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Yeah, exactly.
For these fucking 16-year-olds.
Yeah, basically. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know how they got legally past this. But I feel like obviously they're much older. But again, every time I look at them, like, yo, y'all be hiring these middle schoolers.
For real.
What are we doing?
And the only other shake that I added, which I agreed with yours too. Like I said, the women was actually carrying, but this is the one that I cared about the most, which is why I added, which was Tatum Paxley snatching Blake's wig. That's how I wrote it. And because we had a vignette of basically Blake Monroe enjoying her stolen North American title and taking a bath and being hot and I guess getting ready for bed or something. And
Tuesday for her.
Yeah, exactly. Just Marilyn Monroe basically, but we get like the living undead girl doll, like the ring girl, like just reaching from beyond a door, and that's literally grabbing her hair.
Hotel door,
yeah, and just grabbing that. I was like, oh yeah, she's gonna rip them tracks out. Like, give me my title back, bitch. Like, so
I'll see you next week. But yeah, overall, pretty tame show of NXT. Again, the build, the stand and deliver, especially because again, we didn't really talk about it, but there was a quote unquote match between Tony D'Angelo and Ricky Saints with Ethan Page in the corner. That ended up in a DQ. Eventually get Joe Henry to come out. He choke slams both Tony D'Angelo and
Ricky Saints.
And then
standing ovation.
Yeah, standing ovation. And then you had Ricky Saints and Ethan Page hold the NXT title on opposite ends. Tony D'Angelo just laying on the rope. Joe Henry standing tall. Like, eventually get a 4-way match. Okay, cool. Like, predictable. Like, again, out of the 4, I'd rather have Ethan Page win, but I could see Tony D'Angelo.
I was gonna ask. That was my first thought. I was like, is Tony winning that? Because I could see.
I would say
Joe Hendry being a better chaser, like Hangman. Like he's such a face that it's like.
I think it'd be a little too quick for Tony, not to say he's not deserving of it, but more of just like you just came back.
And storyline wise,
more so like you want to push the beef and rivalry between Ego and Ricky Saints. That I can see Ethan winning, and then his little smile thing that he does, and just antagonize Ricky. You get Ricky and Tony fighting to be number 1 contenders to face Ego, and him just being a obnoxious world champion. I think that gets you all the way into like at least the summertime. Yeah. So I would go. I would still lead Ego, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tony would be my number 2 if I had to pick. Dynamite. Coffee shop.
The rare time you beat me to it, actually.
Yeah. Better show than last week. I want to say so we talked about last week, like Bleach Report gave it a D+, and I'm like, that was a little harsh.
Yeah, I did say that was the most glaringly mid Dynamite of the year. Yeah. But it was also, like we said, post-Revolution. And it's like you had none of your like heavy hitters.
Even though like that should be
match.
more of a criticism because it was post like a main level
that you want to see the fallout
pop up. Yeah, so it should be like can you imagine if WrestleMania? I mean, post
if Raw after Mania wasn't a thing,
was like have been kind of mid, even lower than mid in some years.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Either way, I think the best thing we both agreed upon, Kenny and Swerve to start off. Like, actually, I would say I want to call out my list on the card went out pretty much the exact way the show ran. I think it started from better and then it just got down. And I'm like,
it just went worse.
It's not quote unquote worse, but yeah, you could say it's worse. Just the fact that like I think it started off strong and then everything else like okay, this was good. But yeah, you started off with your big match, Kenny Swerve Part 2.
Yeah, I said this off pod, but I was like, Kenny gets the win here after a great match, and yeah, I think that relatively predictable because even though that was a great promo from Swerve saying he wanted the EVP title, I'm like, if Swerve wins that match, I feel like that's too many plates spinning for us to now be very expectant of Swerve and like, oh, what's he doing? Like he must be going for the title. Like now, like I just add himself to title matches and shit. Like every chance I get,
should be doing though.
Exactly. Like we said with that's where the founding fathers fell short a little bit. They started getting it near the end. Yeah, it would have been too much for at least at the top of the card too, especially with we have this rogues gallery of MJF's guys. But it's the right decision, and we end up getting he did a promo afterwards where MJF comes out and we get the whole, I guess, immediate showdown between them two. And
they have a match at Dynasty.
Yeah, Dynasty. Yeah, there you go. And I guess you would say antagonizing him into it, but that's why I guess it was a pseudo number one contenders match because he did challenge him afterwards. So I guess it wasn't number one contenders match.
Wasn't that part of it though? Like if Swerve lost, he would give up his number one contenders title for Kenny.
Oh well, yeah, because he was number one contender. That was the exchange.
Yeah, I feel like that was part of the deal.
See, all right. See, this is why they need to put up it more immediately, like Netflix does, because I'm like, I can't watch it till the day after, or even. I think what's the soonest I can get it up? Like, or I think it's Friday. Can you watch Dynamite on Friday?
I'm not sure because I record it on YouTube.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Yeah, because it's not hitting HBO Max until like the next week.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure. So that's why I'm like in a stranglehold with these highlights and stuff. But either way, that makes a lot more sense. Like, number one contendership for the EVP title.
But great match. I honestly like coming into it, I thought it was more 50-50. The match played out 50-50. I thought anybody could have won it. Initially, I was leaning Swerve, but then I realized this is only their second match. And Swerve won the first one.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. I think it's...
But, again, still a great match that I was believing the 50-50-ness in it. Like, because it makes sense for me to have Swerve win the EVP title and just go, like, roughshod against, like, you already got Hangman out the way. Fuck that nigga Kenny. He lost to me. I'm the EVP. You can't challenge no more. Just, like, clear out your pathway to be like, I'm going to make MJF's life a living hell because I'm just going to, abuse my power.
Yeah.
And just... put myself in a championship match at any point just so I can win this title. But it makes sense for Kenny to win, and I can see Swerve costing Kenny at Dynasty.
I was gonna look this up. Is Samoa Joe retired? He's not retired.
No, he's just I think out with injury.
Is it injury? Okay.
I think it might be injury.
Yeah, I was gonna see. When's his last match?
I think
he defeated Mike Bailey January 21st. That was on Dynamite.
Okay.
Or I was just, and then right before that was they lost the trios title.
Yeah.
Collision. That was January 14th. So January. But I was just thinking about the top of the card again, and spinning plates and such.
Yeah. We had a bunch of mids. One we agreed upon. Death Riders getting the win over Skyflight and Zeta Steel.
Zeta Steel, former WWE ID signing, one of the first ID signings from that program. So interesting to see that. I recognize that name.
The name sounds familiar, but she was
on NXT a few times, and I was like, maybe I guess that was her independent name or something because it's like the name didn't change. So maybe she owned it or something. But
yeah, entertaining match.
mm-hmm. And with a debut, so Mina Shafir beating the shit out of her though.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, just overall, yeah, just good match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like can't complain. It was a nice match to have at right after the Kenny and Swerve, I believe. The Dogs getting the win over the conglomeration of Orange Cassidy and who's his partner? Blanking right now.
Oh, not Mark Briscoe.
No,
Roddy. It was Roddy.
Roddy
Strong.
Yeah. Again, entertaining match. Dogs get the much needed win.
Mm-hmm. They call it the full clip, their finisher,
Mm-hmm.
holding you up for a suplex, and one guy spears you as he's diving, which is funny because I feel like that's one of the more, I guess I would say, basic combo finish, or not basic, safe. That's the right word. I don't know why I said basic, but like when I think about like, you know, the Doomsday device, you know, the guy goes flipping head over heels, like they can break their neck, but like when you see this, it's not as impactful as it should be, I think. Or that's not right. I guess it doesn't look devastating. That's just what I'm trying to say. But I appreciate that it's safe. I was trying to say it as a good thing. I feel like it came off negative. But the thing that I care probably, other than Kenny
you were
Swerve,
higher on this if we had to like.
I try to do it in order. Yeah,
same here.
That I cared about, Tekla retaining over Mina a little bit more. I enjoyed it a little bit more, even though, once again, predictable. This is Tekla being the beast that she is, and I enjoy the character of Tekla. Like, I feel like because she knows she doesn't have to cheat to beat Mina, but she doesn't care. She's like, I'm just gonna do it because I don't give a fuck. And like, what's the worst thing gonna happen? I'm gonna be disqualified and I keep my title, you know?
Well, again, another spoiler alert. This is also a champion of the week in this match because, or you can just have inept refs.
Yeah.
Being.
But
yeah,
because that spot was.
I was a little low on this just because again predictability of it, but also it's like I agree with Bleacher Report. It kind of ran a little longer, but no, great match. I still
was it Sky Blue that slid it into her? Who slid it into her?
I think she had it tucked in her bra.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was chucked in her bra, and she just pulled. And it was a good spot. It reminded me. I would say, similar to like. I forget which Mania it was, but you know, Triple H, or it might have been 17 actually. Yeah, it was 17 when Triple H picks up the sledgehammer and hits it into and there was a suspension right there for a second because he gets him up or he's about to. And this, however, was like a very smooth transition of like Mina's getting her up in the pump handle and she uses that momentum and like just doesn't see it coming. She just brings the fist around and punches her. She's out. It's just like, oh. Executed perfectly, and even continuing through that, getting the 1, 2, 3. You know, obviously, you got to hide the brass knuckles. So
she did a good job
and tucks it in again, and it's like, all right, perfect.
Shout out to our girl Tekla.
Yeah.
And then the main event was a shake for me. Darby getting the win over Roosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, expected. Because again, like I've seen the name, seen him wrestle a couple times, but like. I don't think this shouldn't have been a main event. I don't think this should have been. This match started at 10. So the show was already in overtime.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you keep saying that. Like, how? I mean, that's just when you got billionaire pockets like that.
CBS, they willing to give them these hours for live television. Yeah. Like they don't have to produce, but like no, like obviously. The card should have been an inverse, but I understand why they did it in this way and have Kenny and Swerve start off the match. But the show, but no.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then Darby just does Darby. Like Roosh looked great. He was whooping Darby's ass. Darby was taking a whole bunch of spots. I think the only thing to really take out of this is that after the match, Darby was getting his ass beat by the Don Callis family, but Andrade was not happy about it.
Like a Mark Davis, the way he like picked him up. He was already down. He just picks him up and
he just
pile drives him again.
Like, but Andrade was not happy about this.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting because I was like, are we doing the like sort of, you know, Finn Balor already trying to break from the group thing. Where I'm like, I mean, you're still so new in the Don Callis family that I'm like, it didn't feel right to me. Where I was like, just you should be cool with this right now, in my opinion. I'm like, I mean, unless you're trying to, like I said, change character already.
Trying to do things with honor, man.
I guess so. Or like, again, or
why
would you join more accurate?
Why would you join the Don Callis family? What you're gonna do with honor? But I understand that. Maybe we might find something a little bit more.
Yeah. The shake that I had was the Cage and Cope anti-FTR angry girl dad interview. That's what I called it. Christian giving us another like what was it? Or a father line, like I'm about to be your father, some shit like that. And like, because he started off the interview, says his spiel and just storms off. Like the angry guy that he is. And Cope just giving us the intensity. And I was just thinking about how like, oh yeah, these angry girl dads, basically. So
it's funny because Cope Cage was like, what really makes me mad is like, obviously, Becky, not Becky, Beth getting concertoed and whatnot and all this other stuff, but he basically saying that like they decided to attack me and do their and like Edge was like, he's such an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, how is that more important than my wife?
Yeah, right.
Like, I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Like he's always been that way.
Anything else from the coffee shop, that Dynamite?
No, that's it.
Let's head over to the Book of Wrestling, the gallery. Oh, we got a lot on the docket. It's 4.
Yep, I carried the Book of Wrestling. Since you carried the champions, balance it out.
Which one you want to start off with?
Actually, I'm gonna do. Actually, meant to delete this one, but I might as well mention it. Real quick, this would be the not oldest, but second oldest one up here. Stephanie versus Jacqueline. This is Stephanie winning the women's title for the first time, March 2nd, 2000, with plenty of interference from DX.
Yeah, so I remember this. Yeah,
that's all that was about. She didn't wrestle at all. They just beat up Jacqueline, and I was like, of course.
Vince was saying in Gorilla is like, you are not gonna hurt my princess.
Yeah, right.
She doesn't take. If that black woman put her hands on my daughter, she's getting fired.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go to the oldest one that I mentioned beforehand, the Doomsday Cage match, March 24th, 1996. WCW Uncensored took place in the Tupelo Coliseum in Tupelo, Mississippi. The card was headlined by the Doomsday Cage match that saw Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage battle their way through a 3-tier cage to defeat a squadron of foes collectively known as the Alliance to end Hulkamania, which included Lex Luger, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, the Taskmaster, Mang, the Barbarian, Z Gangsta, and the Ultimate Solution. And like I said, I watched this match and this was just abysmal. Like when they clearly as I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, they're so clearly going for like a video game fighter in this, you know what I mean? And then it's funny because like halfway through the match, they just like raise all the fucking cages and they just like go back to like a regular like in-ring wrestling match. Yeah. I was like, you guys are fucking dicks. Like,
flying off the cuff.
Exactly.
I'll take the other two. Jay Briscoe, Samoa Joe, March 27th, 2015. Jay Briscoe retains the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title against Samoa Joe in the main event of Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor 9 in Redwood City, California. This was notably the last Ring of Honor appearance for Samoa Joe, the man who held the Ring of Honor World title for astonishing and record-breaking 645 days.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Jay Briscoe, one of the GOATs from Ring of Honor.
Finally, the most recent one we probably ever read?
Yep.
Oh, no. This is 2002. You wrote
I put 2020. That's not bad. Yep.
20. The WWE, you're on the clock. The first ever WWE draft took place on Monday Night Raw as the roster was split into two between Ric Flair controlling Ric Flair controlling Raw, Vince controlling SmackDown after the kayfabe split between the two business partners. The first pick in the draft saw The Rock pick for SmackDown before Undertaker was selected for Raw. With the second pick, the first 20 picks were selected live on TV, and the remainder of the draft took place online. On the same night, Undisputed Champion Triple H defeated Chris Jericho and Stephanie McMahon in a handicap match. This loss resulted in Stephanie being banished from WWE television.
I added this extra part because it was just this week. Or the same week, and it had to do with the draft also.
Okay. So I'll let you rock then.
This would have been Friday, technically like the 28th or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
On WWE SmackDown tapings in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Kurt Angle is declared the new general manager for the Blue brand the night after Paul Heyman quit in storyline, and as a result being drafted to Raw. In further fallout from the draft lottery, Triple H was traded back to Raw without ever making a SmackDown appearance. The Dudley Boys and Booker T went the other way in exchange. On the same show, Bradshaw debuted the JBL gimmick that would transform his career in WWE in a matter of weeks. And this just reminded me of, like, I forget who said it. I'm sure you would probably remember it. But somebody burned JBL. It was during ECW One Night Stand.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, the only reason that you were champion is because Triple H didn't want to work Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately that came to my head when I was reading this. I was like, I got to throw that in.
Like, that's pretty much the rumor that's been going around.
He traded back.
Yeah. I remember that. He got drafted to SmackDown. He was like, basically, he knows. He's like, no, I'm not trying to be on the B show.
Yeah.
Which SmackDown was at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that just shows you Triple H and exerting his power, you know. Mm-hmm. He got married to Stephanie, I feel like, at least, if not 2002, 2003. So, like, they're already knee-deep in the dating right now.
Yeah.
He's already pretty much the father's father-in-law with Vince. That's it for the Book of Wrestling.
That's it.
Let's get to our last show of the week.
Once again, very mid-week.
Boutique, yeah, SmackDown. You fill this out before me. I do not agree with your top mid here. I probably have this at best the shake.
Yeah.
Rhea gets the win over B-Fab in a quote unquote match via DQ. Rhea gets Jaded, my bad. I read that too quickly. Yeah, I didn't. This is the shakiest of shakes, possibly. Not even worth to be on the card. With Michin and B-Fab joining Jade, I rather them have been in the ring with Michin and B-Fab giving their rationale as far as why they aligned with Jade and like speaking to the crowd rather than Rhea and Jade doing another their verbal sparring has not just been.
You don't agree that that's a picky nit that they just weren't in the ring.
I don't think Rhea should have just been there at all.
Well, sure, that's what they're saying also.
But the fact
that they aligned
the promo
with Jade
was mainly Rhea talking to Jade, and then Michin and B-Fab made their points.
Yeah,
I rather them in a traditional sense just Jade come through with Michin and B-Fab to the middle of the ring, and then just own the ring for 5 to 10 minutes.
That's where I say you don't think that's a picky nit. I mean, you're just saying they didn't do it the way you wanted to. I get it. I get it. But I'm saying, they still got what their point was across.
I still don't understand why they did it. Like,
yeah, sure. You just would have produced it differently.
They
have them come out and then Rhea comes to the top of the ramp. Yeah.
They were like, Jade earned everything she got. I'm like, did she? Like, she was the same complaints that you have for Rhea. It's the same things that Jade just went through. The only thing that was they were right on is that like. She's a SmackDown star, and you're not even supposed to be here. So I just wish they gave them like their own independent time rather than using a Rhea just to get
hopefully more character development.
It just felt like you just wanted to have Rhea on both shows.
Yeah,
and it's like that's a little annoying.
Yeah,
but
I had it mid because. The build is still working for me. This is a new faction. They're not the baddies, but We don't even know if they are a faction right now. That seems to be like
they're
a temporary alliance right now. I mean, they don't have a name, so they're not a faction.
No, they're working on it.
Well, obviously,
you put the team together, you figure out the name.
This is where it's important. Like we talked about, the Irresistible Forces won the championships. Nia and Lash
and that was after like a month of them being together as a tag team.
Exactly. So once again, if we go into Mania,
you added an S to what Nia already calls herself.
If we go into Mania and it's still Jade and B-Fab and Michin, that takes you down a notch when I talk about, Jade's got backup. You know what I'm saying? That's less convincing to me, where it's just like, okay, well, the Eradicator's just going to run through y'all. You know what I'm saying? And hit this Riptide anyway. But yeah, the other mid that I had, Sami and beating Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
In ring, this is a primo, actually. And I might even say, maybe I would adjust this to a primo because if anything, it also was like one of the backbones of the show. When we got the continuous storytelling early on, we get, hey, Nick, I need a spot at Mania. And then he's like, hey, I ain't got no spot for you. You're going to have to earn your way there. And of course, later on, we get this match. And he's now, I did look it up on Cage Match. He's a only 2-time U.S. champion because it's always been ICs.
Okay.
So he's a 6-time mid-card champion.
Okay.
But, yeah, and pretty obvious. Like, we felt like it was coming anyway because Trick had always been adjacent to the top of the card, but more directly.
Nick Aldis told him earlier before that match, that Sami match, that he had a match at WrestleMania. He just didn't know who his opponent was.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we get his opponent, Sami Zayn,
which
U.S. Championship. I think this was an interesting 50-50, even though it's like if that was the ultimatum, like quote unquote ultimatum, for Sami to have a match at WrestleMania, I guess that gave Sami the edge to win this match. Though I asked you because we saw that they've been popping up the 2K ratings.
Yeah.
For wrestlers before the match begins, and Melo was like an 84.
84, yeah.
And Sami was an 89. And I was like, he has a +5 modifier for resilience, which would make him like a 94.
Well, that's one stat though. I don't know. Like if you bring your speed all the way up to a 99, that might bring you up 2 overall. You know what I'm saying? So
we agree that Sami is probably like a 93, 92.
He's not a 93. No, Sami's not a 93. Roman and Cody are the 2 highest, and they're both 95s.
In the actual 2 games?
Yeah. Because
I'm thinking like our ratings when we.
Oh, sure. Yeah. When we talk about
I think maybe he's like a 91.
91 at the highest. Yes, when he's hot right now. You gotta at least hold a top title to.
And me saying that, me asking that question before the match started, was basically thinking, I'm like, you might actually win this.
Yeah. Because I think it's a pretty easy breakdown when I think about it, how 2K does it, because the 90s are world champions. The 80s are mid-card champions. And then 70s is below is like NXT and,
low card.
Yeah, low card. Yeah. Exactly. That's all it is.
But yeah, like again, they did a good job of making it feel 50-50 because I easily could see Sami retaining, Carmelo retaining, and then Sami continuing his down spiral to try to get onto the WrestleMania card. But yeah, Sami being Sami and his resilience, and Melo did everything under the sun to try to get him down, but Sami just ended up being too much and ended up winning his 2nd U.S. title and now has a spot at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Randy over Matt Cardona, and then Cody and Randy get a pull apart brawl. You have that as a mid. I really don't have that anywhere. Probably as a shake.
Yeah, because it's just another one of the you're just ready for the match. We're so close to Mania.
I didn't obviously think Matt Cardona was going to win this.
Well, of course, it was worth mentioning to me because Matt Cardona came out here on some not see me shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's worth mentioning to me because of course he's punching above his weight. Yeah. Of course he's going to get RKO'd, but he is justified in calling Randy out and getting his licks back, or at least attempting to.
Yeah.
Before being RKO'd into like oblivion, that was one of the best RKOs too. I don't know if you've seen it. It was like because obviously it's a very safe move for the person taking it, but kind of similar to like when you mentioned Liv taking the flat back. It was almost like because we know that they turn or he's holding their head, so their head is not hit, or their face is not hitting the ground. I do believe that Randy slips like a little bit, and he actually hits his face on the ground in this one. But he also does like the perfect, like, Shawn Michaels taking a stunner and it's a perfect flop over. He does a perfect, like, he hits his face, but he just like twists like perfect 180 for the pin. So I was like, great execution from Cardona. But yeah, Cody and Randy. I mean, you got to mention Cody on the card. He's QB1, as they say. So the other mid I had, which honestly maybe I'll probably have the same level as Sami and Carmelo or maybe not Sami Carmelo, but at least Randy and the thing above it. Julia retaining over Tiffany Stratton. I mentioned as we were watching it, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be one of the biggest wins. I was like, I was yeah, I don't mind Tiffany as US champion. That is a different road for her to go.
I thought we might have seen, because again, this happened after the Sami match. That I was like, hey, maybe
we're switching it up.
Yeah,
like, that makes all the sense in the world.
That's how you get Tiffany on the card.
Exactly. On Mania, defending the US title against whoever.
But no, Julia ends up retaining. I guess with some assistance from Kiana. There was a gnarly spot for Tiffany with the most beautiful swanton that she kind of landed a little short.
Yeah.
We thought Julia might have like hurt her arm on her landing, but I guess she was okay.
Yeah, she was fine. I think that was just me saying, I'm usually good at spotting that, but like I think it was
called out on the internet wrestling.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw that.
That swanton did not look like that was supposed to.
Her lower back was on her stomach, but I don't think that's not where the impact was.
Yeah.
The impact, I think Julia was still like, because they cup themselves, and I think it just hit mostly this arm. Yeah, and that's what happened. And then it got
she
pushed
definitely
down.
landed a little short.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I thought it was again 50-50 filling. I thought it could have gone either way, and I was actually
especially for Tiffany.
Glad that Julia was able to retain, because they've been pushing Tiffany. Obviously, Tiffany's gonna get pushed, but like I feel like there's been a lot with just seeing like they put like her NXT kind of story arc.
Oh yeah, the
video
origin,
on like on the YouTube channel, and they had like promo. They had a vignette before her match earlier too, before this match. So I'm like, okay, like we know Tiffany's supposed to be the next world champion again.
Yeah.
So, other than that, you have Shake for we got announced stipulation for Drew and Jacob.
Yep.
Fatu, unsanctioned.
This is as close as I'm going to get to my boiler room brawl. Clearly, but because I guess they can go anywhere in the stadium. If you get electrocuted,
but you're in a football stadium. It's going to take you a minute to get to the back.
Yeah, for real.
Unless they find like a good way to cut. I mean, they did it in
the golf cart chase scene. Let's go on.
I mean, they did it like in WrestleMania 17. That was in a football stadium, so like it's not uncommon for them to do that. And you have some some Reggie.
Oh yeah. What did I put up here? Oh yeah. Jesus Christ. I forgot about this. Oh man. I don't know why Jelly rolls around.
Cross promotion.
For what?
He has a big following. It's the same reason why ISO Speed was on.
No. I chose Speed.
Like you bring in Kai Cenat or any of these celebrities. You're just trying to leverage their audience into your audience.
I guess also, I mean, obvious. Yeah, I mean, that's, yes. But my thought of like,
the
crossover
on this one show.
Insane. Why do I see him this much? He is not a wrestler. And my thought, what did I actually write? Yeah, who the fuck asked for Jelly Roll to live out his WWE superstar dreams in a multi-week story?
He's gonna have a WrestleMania match.
Or like, let alone with Kit Wilson.
He's gonna have a WrestleMania match.
And I mean, let alone with Kit Wilson. That's me being a Kit Wilson guy. But I'm just like, bruh, why? It's not convincing. It's not even like Bad Bunny convincing. You know what I'm saying? It's not even
Rhea Ripley. Like, nigga, shut up.
Yeah. Oh my God, bro. Like every time I see him, I'm like, and then the thing is, also, I get like you saying cross promotional. Who's Jelly Roll's audience? I'm asking you that right now. Who would you say they are?
White
Just
people,
general
country, yeah,
country white people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's the Venn diagram of country white people and wrestling audience?
I would say
pretty good percentage, right?
Yeah.
Hit ass shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't need Jelly Roll. They already watching it. That's my thought.
Hey, you gotta cross.
When I hear this shit, and this is why,
it's like why get Bad Bunny? He's Hispanic, right? Hispanic people like wrestling, right? They watch lucha.
This is also why
you already got that audience. Why get Bad Bunny?
No, that's something different. That's something different completely. Because he's Puerto Rican. He's not American as far as the Hicks are concerned, anyway.
They like wrestling.
Oh, sure.
There's a big history of wrestling in Puerto Rico.
Having Bad Bunny on TV is way different than Jelly Roll, nigga. That is not even a comparison when it comes to music. You already know. Or superstardom. That's not even close.
We had a situation. We had back in the dark days of WWE where they had guest celebrities.
Yeah, of course.
Raw.
You just said the dark days. That's the dark days. I don't want to go back there. That's
the quality of wrestling, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Anytime,
and like I said, also I pointed out multi-week.
Yeah,
multi-week. So not just Raw General Manager of the Week. Not just that.
I'm not disagreeing with you. This is Reggie. Yeah. Again, I agree with you.
I'm just emphasizing.
This is just like anytime Jelly Roll's on my TV, I'm like, okay, I can tune out and just like not have to pay attention.
This man really.
I'm just giving you the answer. The logistical answer is that it's all for cross promotion and just money.
And then the thing is also like, let this be Bad Bunny. We've seen him in what was that? Not Bad Blood. Fucking when they went back Backlash. That was Backlash Puerto Rico. I forget. Either way,
Backlash with Puerto Rico with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So we've seen him, and he even had a match other than that. Mm-hmm. So obviously, he did have a match against Logan Paul. Jelly Roll is not convincing as a wrestler.
No,
he's not. Even when he did this with Kit Wilson doing shake, rattle, roll, fucking bionic elbow and all that shit. Even with Logan Paul, Frog Splash, you're getting carried, bro. Mm-hmm. Like Bad Bunny can take a power bomb on the apron and shit and selling all this stuff, bro. I don't need
Mexican
this.
Destroyer.
Exactly. Like, even though we know the base is doing
Puerto Rican
that.
Destroyer?
Yeah, you just changed the country. Yeah. So you're gonna be the Puerto Rican Destroyer, yeah. But yeah, that's it. That was my, I guess, the most primo rant that I had for Reggie shit. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Get him the fuck out of here. That's my champion of the week, is get him the fuck out of
here.
Okay. Jesus.
Anything else from the booty?
Nah, that's it. ISO for you, champions of the week.
ISOs, I'm gonna go quick with this. First one, Smokey whoop his ass title to Seth Rollins for attacking Paul Heyman, like I mentioned. Especially the comments when Paul was talking about his wife and his kids, and he was like, "You're gonna go to jail, and then your wife is gonna, leave you, and then she's gonna sleep with every of these guys in the locker room, and your daughter is gonna be adopted, and I'll adopt her." I was like, "Okay, you gotta whoop his ass."
That's crazy.
Paul's doing such a great job of being just like when motherfuckers like, "Yeah, come and hit me," and it's like, bro, I'm not gonna do that. Paul did exactly the things that you needed to do to get someone to fucking break and go attack you and violate whatever restraining order or that you have against that person. So justify Seth Rollins, Smokey, whoop his ass title. Next one, this jumps to AEW and that Tekla and Mina Shirakawa match. School Days, DAP, played by Lawrence Fishburne, or Larry Fishburne as he was called at the time. Yeah. Wake up to the ref. Nigga, just throw the fucking goddamn belt out.
Yeah.
Like, he was talking to somebody about, like, I want you to, okay, there's a cabin over there in the corner. I want you to, hold up, let me, like, nigga, like, how long did it take you to just throw the motherfucking shit out?
Forever.
Like, I get it, like, storyline, but I just found it hilarious, like, how that just preoccupied his time.
Yeah.
To get that.
Refs have a kayfabe belt out. Yeah, they have a kayfabe.
And it wasn't even a title belt. It was just her belt that she had on her waist. Like, it was like a weightlifting belt.
Yeah.
Like, just throw that shit out, my nigga.
Yeah, we know that in kayfabe they have a HP of 1 and an intelligence of 2. because they are able to catch, foots on ropes and stuff.
Yeah, occasionally. Yeah.
So, or catch, grabbing the trunks a little bit. So it's higher than one.
My last one, and I have to call this out anytime I see this on the show because I just find it hilarious.
Yeah.
The pop the balloon, it's the height. For me, I need a man that is taller than me, quote, parentheses, while they're standing in 5-inch heels.
Yeah.
To Zarya, because again, just like Lyra, Valkyria, and others we've seen on the show, these goddamn, I was originally gonna call the crime mob stilettos pumps in the club, like, cause I'm like, them shits, like Zarya's already tall.
Yeah.
And then she had like 5-inch fucking boots.
Trying to be more imposing.
I'm like, why? Like that, your ankles must be terrible. Can you imagine rolling your ankles on that shit?
Oh shit, hell no.
That's crazy.
Let alone getting active in there.
But yeah, those are my champions of the week. You had your kind of, I guess, your one that you kind of threw out at the end.
Yeah, my rant Reggie of the week.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say.
Close us out, Moody.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Join us next week on our episode 91. Immediately, Trey Hendrickson comes to my mind.
Okay.
Just because he's current. But our episode 91 next week, next Saturday. Follow us here on the Wrestling Re-Up. Like, comment, subscribe here.
Hey, next week is also Stand and Deliver.
Oh, yeah, it is Stand and Deliver. So we'll catch you with the predictions next week.
Peace.
Peace.